Well, welcome everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and welcome to Agent Wealth Success. And you know what we do here? We help agents and brokers, real estate agents and brokers, to increase not only their business, but their wealth. And today is going to be just one of those magical days, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here because we have Mr. Ryan Shea. And Ryan, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Hey, Dr. Hank. How's it going?
And it's going fabulous. And I
Cool.
asked to just be running with my angels today, and so I
Woo.
am, and I'm having fun and living the life of my dreams, and then helping people. And this one is going to really be. Um, it's just amazing. In fact, Ryan and I did this live last week, and we called it building your real estate business from within. And basically, what we mean by that, the kingdom's within. So another way to look at this is building your real estate business with God.
Yeah.
And so to think about that, to be able to do that, and Ryan has just been amazing as a $50 million agent. So if you want to that, what I would suggest is you get a paper and something to write with, and write down these ideas that Brian is sharing with you. We're going to share a magical sentence with you that will literally take you to quieting your mind and to being led by God to everything you want, all the business, all the service, and all the money. Is that right, Brian?
Absolutely. Woo.
It's going to
It's
be.
fun, baby.
Yeah, yeah. And so I want to remind everybody that on this, your real estate GPS to success, a patented process, and it's 5 steps. And so today we're going to cover some of those steps in this. And the first one, and again, this is where we get our agents to be doing at least $10 million per year. And the first thing starts with mindset. And really, probably most of what this session is going to be is about your mindset, because it's the most important step out of any steps that you can do. And and then it talks about lead programs, and actually this is a whole process with your mindset that you're going to be able to, and we're going to take you through a meditation today, and Ryan is going to literally take you through a meditation. This is how he gets his answers. But we're going to take you through a seller, and to have a actual seller, and to go through that experience of having that seller find their home and close the deal. And when you see it in your mind's eye, it'll start appearing. And so it'll actually help you. So any buyers that you have right now, I want you to be thinking about the buyers that you have, because we're going to close their deal, and you're going to be able to close it right away just within your mind. And when you do, you'll see it'll all unfold, and God will do, as Christ said, the Father will do the work. And then training and development. And really, this is about training and development to take you not only to increasing your business and serving more people, but this can take you to the peace that you've been looking for, the happiness, the joy, these techniques that we're going to share with you today. And then, of course, in our program, we have savings and investment. And in fact, I have one agent who will make this week, will close and make $1 million. And it's all because of these processes, these steps, and then to have passive income. And that's one of the things that Erica will be doing is this person that's making, agent that's making $1 million, is and to set her up for passive income with our wealth manager. So let me tell you a little about this. Ryan Shea is really amazing. Ryan, you've been in business for over 10 years. You've done over $50 million worth of business that, a year ago, before it was almost exactly a year ago, before knew me, and we met and everything, and you're just such a good student, if you will, and you just all you need to do is do what I suggest you do, and you'll be wildly successful. But how much would you say, like what you did last year, from October, last year to that October before, to last October to this year, how much has your business grown?
Oh, it's doubled.
Yeah.
My business has doubled since we have started playing together and doing real estate together. And
Yeah.
uh, a couple things that aren't on here is
Yeah,
that I wrote a book during that time as well. I completed that.
you did. What's the name of the book?
It's called Condo Living Dallas, and I've got
Yeah, cool.
several here. I'm in my home office, and this is a
Yeah.
copy of the book Condo Living Dallas, and that guy looks familiar on the back, and that's something that we played with and worked with and got Jeannie, one of your assistants, together to help us put all this together. And it's been an amazing ride and an amazing journey. It's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed because, see, ultimately for me, I think that this was an answer to a prayer in my life to have us connected. And
Yeah.
I maybe have talked about this on previous podcasts, but the way that we connected is actually a part of one of these slides later on. It was definitely out of the blue. We were both at a juice bar on whatever day, and you and I connected. And for me, what we're talking about here, building your business from within and building your business with God, is something I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to, have this idea and create this idea of building from God. And you came into my life, and it was like just a perfect series of events for us to be connected so that I could, bring this from within myself out to everyone that, I'm helping and touching within my business, buyers, sellers, and other agents.
That's just amazing. Yeah. In fact, you're doing 25,000 a month or more now. And that's again what we do, and we help. And now you have all the tools and everything to be able to do that. And what's really cool is that you just decided, hey, I'd like to have, just a couple of weeks ago, I'd like to have some more listings, and now you have 4 listings, and it's more listings than you've had ever at one time like this. And it's really on how you use God to build your business. So let's get into it, my friend, and tell me, tell us about how do you build your business with God.
So one of the things that you just brought up was having these 4 listings, and this all came about recently when I asked this question. What you see up here on the screen is, what is my purpose? And I asked that question, and see, here's the thing, like, God reveals himself in ways that has absolutely nothing to do with real estate, but has everything to do with real estate. So when on a Wednesday night, I got a text from someone saying, hey, I need help. I said, what's going on? Got some stuff figured out. A day later, I ended up taking him down to a detox at Parkland here in Dallas to help him out and get him back on his feet. But ultimately, what that led to was another listing, buyers, offers on these listings. But not only that, that's all well and good. That's all great. But there's also this peace of mind that came over me as a result of following what is my purpose. And that may be also, it may be taking a buyer out. It may be, praying for someone in my life.
Brian, you just bring up just an amazing thing here. And I know you're just such a kind and humble man that, what Ryan did here is he went out and he helped this poor person that was whatever. He just, he was lost. He was a lost soul. And so, Ryan didn't have to go help him. Ryan didn't have to take him to the hospital. Ryan didn't have to go run errands for this guy. And so you would think this has nothing to do with real estate. But see, God puts in our place these people, these circumstances, these events that have nothing to do with, real estate, building your business, whatever, but it has to do with you. And because Ryan, what you did for that person, what it did is it just helped to open up the world then, because of the way that you felt so good on helping this person, and just God working in his mysterious ways to be able to do it. So, you were really helping. It's kind of like, you were helping, pretty much like, a homeless person and helping them to, get food and get shelter. And in essence, that's what you were doing. And out of that come those 4 listings. So it's really incredible. So be followed. And like, even when you see, whatever's happening, don't just try to avoid it and walk away from it. If it's in front of you, go help that person. If you have a thought to, call a person, and it could be real estate or not, or like you were saying, Ryan, to pray for someone that, and think right now, I'd like all of us to write down on a person who really is hurting right now, and to write down that person's name, and then afterwards, I'd like you to pray for that person and pray for their wholeness, for their peace, for their health. And as you start doing this, you're going to start seeing the world not only gets better, but you get better, right, Ryan?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I'm at peace with myself no matter what happens. And what ends up happening is God fills in the pieces. God will fill in all of the nooks and crannies and the spaces in between. And because one of the things here with this idea, everything from God, everything is from God, wanted and unwanted. There's this idea that God is omniscient, he's omnipotent. It's everything. See, all God does is reveal to us wherever we are, and that gets into that commune with God. And that communion with God basically means that what we do is we become in communion with what we are similar to, okay? So if I'm asking these questions, which I'm sure everyone has, like, you've had a deal go bad. Well, why did that happen? Why is this buyer treating me this way? Why did that selling agent say this to me on the phone? Why are someone bullying me? Why did my wife or husband leave me? Or why and why and why? All these questions. And all God does with that communion is he reflects exactly back what we're putting out. It's a mirror. There's actually, it's funny, there's a mirror right here in front of me. And there's also there's a song by Michael Jackson, and it goes basically, if you want to change the world, look in the mirror and change yourself.
Oh yeah.
Change yourself. I mean, it's the truth, and it's really ultimately where everything is. And this whole idea of building your business from within, it creates that. And what ends up happening is one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. And I know it's something that you and I and more probably have more and more podcasts in regards to this, is our subconscious mind and the importance of changing that mind, because most of us have been brought up reading, hearing stuff on the news. Nothing wrong with many of our parents were absolutely amazing and great. All they were doing was just sharing what they knew and know at that time.
Right.
But the thing is what happened is during that time, we created really everything that it's playing out in our lives. And what we have to do is change our mind. And I believe changing my mind in that positive way, changing my mind in that way to connect with God and connect with a higher power and connect with a change of my business and making $25,000 a month and 4 listings in a few days and all of these great things happening. It's that connection that happens. And one thing I wrote down here, kind of like beers, it connects with what we're talking about, but it's this whole idea of wanted. And I think about kids and how just you watch a kid and they are just divinely inspired. And every single time I have taken my sons, I've got a 2-year-old son and a 9-year-old son. And this happened recently with Charles, my 9-year-old. We were at a real estate event, and they asked him to pull these business cards out of the hat for winning this drawing. Well, who does he pull? He pulls his dad. Finnegan, 2 years old. We were at I'm a big Iowa State fan, and we were at a watching party, and I put my name in the hat, and Finnegan, 2 years old, he pulls out my name. It happens every time. Kids, like, they're this connected to us, and they're
connected to God. And, Christ said, "Come to me as children," and that certainly is how to do it. And one of the ways that to do that, you talked about the subconscious mind and how to be able to tap into that subconscious mind. And yes, I have a way in order to be able to do that and to effectively improve your beliefs that you have. And but what today is about is understanding meditation. So can you kind of take us through this a little and
Sure.
understand how we can get the things we want by connecting with God?
Quickest way to connect with God is through our breath. If you think about, I think about my breathing, and since we have come here on this planet, we have never ever had to teach ourselves how to breathe. It's just something that we do, but I take it for granted, and a lot of people take it for granted. And what ends up happening when I take my breath for granted, I have shallow breathing. I'm not thinking about it, but this idea that you see on the screen here, this 5-5-5, what this means is, and we can do this here in a second when we explain it. What we'll do is we'll inhale for 5, we'll hold the breath for 5, and then we'll exhale for 5. And what I want everyone to do when we do this is just feel your body, feel how you feel, and feel that connection. And when you focus on that breath, what you feel like. And I guarantee you, well, let's just do this. Let's do we'll do this a couple of times. And what I want everyone to do is just relax, set everything down, turn everything else off, just focus on this. But I want you to do is just take a deep breath in. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And everyone should feel, you can just feel your shoulders drop a little bit, relax. And there's 2 things that, as we're doing this breathing, really 2 simple things that we can focus on. Number 1 is the breath. If you just focus on the breath. The second thing, as I'm talking, you can use someone's voice as a point of, that's where I'm going to focus my attention, is just focus on that voice and in the calming of that voice.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and Dr. Hank, you just did that. I mean, how did that make you feel by just doing that breathing?
It just is so calming, and I'm actually a little dizzy, and I'm standing right now, so I'm having fun,
Yeah.
It's kind of like I saw my 3-year-old grandson, and he just loves going in circles real fast.
Oh, nice.
Dizzy. Yeah. And so, and that's how I do it. So, so you're going to talk to us about and actually take us through a guided meditation. And I just want to make sure everybody understands that what you're going to do today, Ryan, is you're going to do just for a buyer. And so anybody, for all of you that have buyers, you can use anything. In fact, the lady that closed $1 million one and made $1 million on that, she did with you this exercise and then helped, and it came true then. So you can use something else, like if you have some other challenge, you could use a cell or whatever. But I would recommend that we just, if you can, and if you do have a buyer, just do that, because you're going to see the power of this and the power of God at work for you. The Father, Christ said, the Father does the work, and you're going to see on how you just need to ask, and really what you see in your mind's eye, it'll appear.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and do the meditation. And again, I want everyone to get into a comfortable position, whatever that, I mean, you can maybe do this laying down. Right now, you're probably going to want to be sitting. And the other thing, if you're driving, don't do this. Like, wait to do this meditation, because it's going to be best if you close your eyes and really connect with the breath, connect with the voice, connect with your vision, because this is going to play out a vision. And we can talk about it afterwards, but we can talk about the success that happened in the live meditation process, this live session. And then the other thing that I think would be cool is, I don't know if we can have comments or share this on Agent Wealth Success or how we can get this to play out, but I want people, I think the success of this is just, we will have success. Someone will have something as we're doing this meditation that they're going to be able to share, like something as the meditation was going on, someone will get an offer, someone will be able to, their buyer wants to schedule an appointment to go look at this house that they've created in their mind. So
yeah, we had actually at that meeting, we had during the meditation that there were 3 people that were either sent a text, an email, whatever, some type of communication on a deal moving forward, you know, asking that, hey, I want to see this house, or, you know, I want to sell my house. And so this literally can happen instantly as long as you believe, and it's done unto you as you believe.
Yeah. And what this process does is it creates it in our mind's eye in the present moment. So one of the keys to connecting with the subconscious, not seeing this as something that's going to happen 30 days down the road, because the subconscious won't connect to that. All it connects to when we're doing this is seeing it here and now. Because think about it, even if it's 30 days from now, when 30 days gets here, it's now. So always be thinking about that. Really, everything that we're doing is in the present moment. Everything that we're being is all happening right now. So everything, and so that's what this meditation is a process of seeing everything happening in the present moment. We want to see it in the present moment. We want to feel it. It's important to feel those feelings. And then we'll get into these other things. So let's go ahead and, are you okay? So we get started on this?
Sure,
so again, everyone get into a comfortable position, eyes closed. And I want us to start here, just taking a couple of deep breaths. Big inhalation. Hold for a couple seconds and exhale. Inhale. Hold and exhale. One more time. Inhale. Hold and exhale. So I want you to begin by seeing a buyer that you're currently helping. I want you to see that buyer, maybe a couple, maybe a woman, a man, to see them. Okay, I want you to see them being in the house that they love, and you're walking through that threshold of the front door. And you can see them walk in, you're opening the door, you can see yourself grabbing the Supra and opening the door and them walking in. And you can feel from them immediately that this is the house. You can just see it in their body language and the tone of their voice. And just, I want you to see the details of the house. You're taking them through the living room, then into the kitchen, and it's exactly what they want. And you know what your buyers want. Maybe it's a concrete countertop, stainless steel appliances in that kitchen. Everything is updated. And you just see yourself going through that house, through the bedrooms, into the dining room, into the master bathroom, and everything is perfect for them. And you can just feel them having the energy of love for that house. You see them walking through the yard. And it's all happening right now. And I just want you to take a breath in and exhale to connect with that feeling. Now what I want you to do, because they love that house so much, you're writing an offer. They asked you to write up an offer for them. And you write up that offer and you put all the details, the price, the amount of earnest money, the option days, and you put that contract together and you send that over to your buyers. And you get that back almost immediately with the signatures of your buyers, and you forward that on to the selling agent. And you get a great response from the selling agent. The selling agent says, "Thank you so much for this offer. This is a really great offer." And you can see the selling agent sending that to the sellers, and the sellers are ecstatic and they're happy about this offer that they've received. And you can see that amount of money, whatever that offer amount was for, you can see that. And then see yourself getting that offer back from the selling agent, and it's executed and it has an execution date on it. And just take a deep breath in and exhale to connect with that good feeling thought of that execution on that contract. Then you see yourself going to your buyers and picking up the earnest money and the option checks. And you take that to the title company, and the title company receipts the earnest money for you. And you connect with the selling agent so that she receipts the option check for you. And while you're there at the title company, you grab yourself a drink and some food, because they're always good for that. And it feels good. It feels good. And just take a deep breath in and exhale. Then you see yourself going to the inspection, and the inspector has good feedback, and there's only a couple items that came up that your buyers want to present to the sellers to have an amendment for repairs. And you see those couple items, maybe it's a small plumbing repair, some electrical, maybe just some touch-up paint or some whatever it is that you're going to have on that amendment to send to the sellers. And then just see yourself drawing that amendment up with those couple items. And then see yourself getting that signed by your buyers and sending that over to the selling agent. And you get that back from the selling agent executed. And that feels good. And just take a deep breath in and exhale. Next is the appraisal. Appraiser comes out to the property, does everything that he needs to do, and you get that appraisal back, and it comes back at $20,000 over value, or whatever amount of money that you want. Maybe it comes in at value, but that feels good. And just take a deep breath in and exhale. Now I want you to envision you getting a phone call from your lender saying that you have clear to close. And how does that make you feel? You've helped these clients, and now you're to this point of clear to close. And just take a deep breath in and exhale. And then you see yourself at the closing table with your clients, and they're signing all the paperwork. You're there with your escrow officer, They're taking everyone through, and everyone's happy and smiling and enjoying themselves. And they've signed all their paperwork. And then within a few minutes of them completing all their paperwork, you get feedback that it's funded. And this is a done deal. Exactly. It's a lot of fun. Then I want you to see yourself getting the check, or maybe it's a deposit into your account. I want you to see that amount of money that you're receiving for this particular closing. And how does that make you feel? The fruits of your labor. And there it is. It's money in your account. That feels good. That's a big woohoo. It's a lot of fun. Then the last step I want you to see, even though you're the buyer, the seller pulled their sign up out of the yard, but you went and put your own sign in that yard and it says sold. Your clients love you so much that they're willing to let you market yourself at their property for a few days. That's awesome. Feels so good. Then I want you to see yourself, or I want you to see your clients in that house with their family. And we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and you've closed before Thanksgiving. And I want you to see that family. And I want you to feel that. And they're in that house, in that new house, and they're having Thanksgiving dinner. And I can feel it, like that's God bumps right there. That's beautiful. And they're sharing this house and this meal with their friends and family, and it's beautiful, and it feels good. And I just want you to take a deep breath in and exhale. And just connect with that feeling. And then what I want you to do here is just slowly open your eyes and your own comfort level. And that feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a thumbs up. It's beautiful.
Oh boy.
One of the things I just want to share is that I did that process with a $1.5 million deal. And I saw all of that playing out, and it did. It blew
And it
my
was
mind.
stalled actually for several months, that deal. And then you visualized it, and it came together, and you closed a $1.5 million deal.
Yeah.
That's just incredible. You know, that I know all of us now, in doing that, you know, you just feel relaxed and you feel good, and you can do this with anyone. And so think to yourself on, you know, what were the ahas there? And maybe look at your phone and see if you too got, you know, some lead, some movement in your business because of this. Because again, when you quiet your mind, you allow God to come in. And I just had a tremendous experience in that meditation. I actually did it I'm having seminars now, and every month, and for any and everybody, not just real estate agents. And it's going to be the first one is law of attraction that's coming up, and I have them live and then do a recording on it as well. But you know, it's just so wonderful to be able to create it the way we want it. You know, Ryan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, in that process, when I saw buyers in that house enjoying their Thanksgiving, that gave me God bumps and makes me feel really, really good. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful feeling to help someone to achieve that dream of them being able to do that for their family. And one of the things on here, whatever you guys felt, whatever you saw, share with someone you trust and someone that believes in you, and share this with them.
Yeah.
And then the other part of this is writing about it. And what I want us to do is take a couple of minutes here, and I want everyone to because Dr. Hank asked you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and we're going to be writing down our magical sentence here in a second as well. But I want you to write about your experience. Write about what you saw, details within the house, what it made you feel like to see your clients in their house before Thanksgiving. And how cool of a feeling is that you get a check before the holidays like that as well. And just write about all of that and what you saw and what you felt. And we'll just take a couple of minutes here just to do that.
Yeah, good. And so as everybody is writing about it, that, this idea about dreaming about it, that most of us have, our dream machine has been broken. And the reason why is because we've had dreams and they didn't come true. And the reason why they didn't come true is we actually focused our attention on what other people were thinking about our dream, or, what other people said about it. And then we started to buy into, why we couldn't do it. And so with God, all things are possible. So I really want you to start dreaming big. And Ryan and I had talked about at the end of the quarter here that this is, the last quarter. And so for you to be thinking about, hey, really finishing the year with a bang, don't buy into, oh, nobody buys or sells during the holidays. That there's literally in every major market in the United States, thousands of homes that are bought and sold during the holidays. And now, does it go down? It's not as hot as, the spring, whatever. But, the fact is that there's lots of business out there. And if you want to have business, you can have it the way you want it. And then importantly, how do you want 2020 to be? And so at this seminar, in fact, I have a technique in order to really make 2020 great. But for right now, just start writing down on, what do you want to be, do, and have in 2020? And like my wife Sharon and I were a little bit different. That Sharon, her goals are, I want to make X number of dollars by, June in 2020. And mine is, I just want to even feel better than I already do. And so everybody is different. So as you're writing these down, don't be concerned about what anybody else thinks or whatever. You just be concerned, because your desire is actually, it's what God is guiding you to do. That's where you where do you think you get these ideas from? Well, that desire is in essence God talking to you and saying, this is how I want you to further my kingdom. And so for you to further the kingdom. And so with that, write it down. And then any other thoughts on this here, Ryan?
I think we're good there. It's all good stuff. And, maybe one thing that we could do, Dr. Hank, as a next step, and you mentioned the 2020, is we could do a vision meditation on how that's playing out for us in the next year, and what we want, how we want to feel better, and what we can do. So maybe, I don't know, just we can talk more about that as an idea that came to my mind as we can do another.
Yeah, it's a great one. And so you guys need to write in to us. Ryan, how can they get a hold of you?
They can reach me on my cell phone at 214-552-9304, or my email address is Ryan Shea, RYANSHEA 22@gmail.com.
That's great. That's fabulous. And so go to Ryan, go to me. That we have, we're going to put a lot of these different meditations and paraliminals on an MP3, and they'll be available. And again, we haven't worked out all those details, but it'll be a reasonable price, for you to be able to have. And a lot of the stuff we do free, like today, and that. But what we have found is that when you pay for it, you take it a little bit more seriously.
Absolutely.
And and so to think about your business vision, and again, in this next year, the end of the quarter, and this next year, because see, if you don't think about it, you're just going to basically get life by default. And you might have a good year, might not, probably more than that, will not. And so we have to be intentional on this and to be thinking about more business. In fact, God's mantra is more, wants to more and expansion, more and more. And each one of us are so critical in that expansion for more. And then, we talk about miracles and that they come out of the blue. And Ryan, you had mentioned what's something out of the blue that has happened to you recently?
It froze up there on what was that?
Sorry. What is the out of the blue? Do you have some experience out of the blue that has happened with you?
Oh yeah, I mean it happens every day if I'm aware and alert and like open to the experience and asking myself these questions like what is emerging in my life. And I got another listing appointment that sent a listing agreement and scheduling photos and all of that came recently. And
that's great.
It happens all the time. And one of the things that I have to do is after I do this meditation is just release it and let it go. Let God fill in the pieces. Because out of the blue, pretty much if you think about most everything in our lives, a relationship that you have, you didn't freaking plan it at all. Like if you think about it at all, just kind of like, where did that all come from? Or a particular buyer or seller or an agent that you've connected with. And it most of the time, it just comes out of the blue, and expecting that it's fun. And when it happens, it just like, it's a big woohoo.
You bet. Yeah, that out of the blue, that is really, that's God at work. And so we're supposed to do the asking, but see, it's again, this meditation was the asking is here's how we want to see it. And then God will make that happen for you, but you have to have faith in it. And I love on Ryan, you saying, just let it go. And because when you let it go, don't try to use your analytical mind to figure out how that's going to happen. Allow God to do it. We just do the asking. That's all we need to do. We don't have to do all this work, because remember, when you work, and you do, you end up getting do.
Yeah. And it's interesting you talk about the work and ultimately there's been research and study that if you do work more than 50 hours, your production goes down significantly. And everyone like has this idea of work. It's an old idea. It's an idea that was created during the industrial era for people to go to work from 9 to 5. Look, the days are done. It's done. And if you believe that it is done and that there is a better way for you to live, then it will be. And what ends up happening with that is that it's not that we don't have a purpose or we don't help our clients or write things up. What it does is just becomes fun and it's easy and it flows like really simply and smoothly, because ultimately my body will let me know if I've gone too far. Because what ends up happening is I'll get sick or it'll just like totally tell me like, look, you need to rest and take it easy because you just pushed it way beyond where it needs to be. And I've got to listen to that part of my soul that's telling me that and gain a connection with that intuition. And there's so many processes and just that we are going to continually create and make this better and better as we move forward. And so just keep listening because there's going to be more. And you'd mentioned
hang on to your seats, everybody.
It's going to get
it
better.
Just gets better and better. And then we talk about, this releasing that Ryan said, letting go, and then just relaxing and just allowing. And there needs to be a gestation period. So what we've done today is we planted the seed. And now there needs to be this gestation period. When the farmer goes out and plants the corn, the farmer isn't going out every day digging up those corn seeds saying, hey, why haven't you grown into this big, stalk and with all this corn? That the farmer has faith. And so I want you have now planted this for your whatever it was, but probably most of you with buyers, that you've planted the seed. Now let that gestation period happen and then watch the growth. And know that God is always listening to you and always responding to you.
Always.
And to lighten up. And and Ryan, you've really embraced this.
Oh, yeah.
I used to say to Ryan almost every day, just lighten up a little, and all this. And now he's real light, and now we're both flying with our angels, and so can you. And that's the beauty of this. So I want to leave us with one thing, and Ryan, can you just talk for a minute? What have these magical sentences done for you, in the last 6 months or whatever? Can you just say, because we're going to leave you all with a magical sentence that is actually going to help you more in quieting your mind and allowing yourself to be led to all of your dreams, all of your desires, all of your goals. So any thoughts, Ryan, on what these magical sentences have done for you?
Yeah, I mean, what I do is I do them in the morning, and it's an important part to help us move ourselves through our day in just a lovely living and a lightened, fun living. And I've been doing these magical sentences pretty much every morning for really 6 months since you introduced them to me. And as you said at the beginning, I'm a good student, and I'm a good student on things that I enjoy and things that I like, and I enjoy and I like the fruits of my labor in what is came about from writing down these magical sentences. And what it does is it gets my mindset in the right place. And as you're going to hear this magical sentence, it just feels good. It's a light, fun, enjoyable sentence that when I do it, I write it and I say it out loud as well as I'm writing it. And that kinesthetic connection and that voice connection, I believe, creates all of these things in my life, and everything that we've talked about, all of these great benefits that had happened in my business. It's been a result of the meditation, the magical sentences, and creating in this in my life right now. And it's a beautiful, fun thing. So yeah.
That's fantastic. And so basically that I'm going to give you this magical sentence, and we're going to leave, Ryan and I are going to leave you with this, and it really will lead you to everything that you want. And typically what I recommend is the most effective way. So kind of look at it this way, that if you each increase your business by about 4% every year, in about 20 years, you'll be able to double your income. What we're going to do is you're going to be able to double your income in a much shorter time. In fact, you can literally double your income just like Ryan did in this next year. And there are other processes and things, and so you need to connect with either Ryan or I on your real estate GPS to success so that we can share with you how to do that. Again, this is just one of the many things that we do that are real effective, real easy, don't take much time. So this will take you about 10 minutes every morning. I suggest that you write it down, this sentence, every morning at least 21 times. Now, if you don't want to double your business next year, but you want to increase it by 50%, just write it down a few times. But the key is to be exposed to it at least on a daily basis, and to write it down 3 times. And if you really are serious about this and doubling your income and being connected with God and being happier and having more peace, that this is how to do it. And here is your sentence that I would write this down. It's a magical sentence that will really create this connection on how to do business with God. And here it is. I easily quiet my mind now. So I easily quiet my mind now. And I allow God to lead me to my dreams. So again, I easily quiet my mind now. and I allow God to lead me to my dreams. Amen with that?
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Ryan, any last anything you'd want to share with us before we leave here?
Woohoo! Have fun. Enjoy the day and the moment. It's all good. Everything is just beautiful and fun, and you need to go take a freaking walk. It's get outside,
Yeah.
get some sunshine, get some fresh air, go just enjoy life.
Enjoy life. It's meant to be joy. That Christ said, I give you life and I give you life more abundantly. And we just gave you that opportunity to have life more abundantly. And so for Ryan Shea, $50 million agent, just incredible, kind and loving and thoughtful man. And me, Dr. Hank, Agent Wealth Success, that we thank you all for watching this. If you have any questions, get a hold of Ryan or myself, and we can help you become your greatest possibility. Love you all. Thanks, Ryan, for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.